We know very little about the ancient race of vampires, except for that they were blue, they really liked the pillars, they really liked the Reaver, and they're all dead. But we know even less about the humans that were turned into vampires. The only thing we really get is that Raziel remarks they were prey to the Sarafan. They weren't cut out as killers quite like he and Cain are. So basically they were just people who drink blood and they died in the rain. So, shouldn't they have had a culture? They formed societies, try to impress each other? Did they still want to do the mating dances, or what? If that's the case, there should have been more writing, more talk, more rumors, legends about the ancient race, but they're virtually unheard of. So, I've got a couple theories on why that is. The first is that maybe those human vampires were second-class citizens to the ancient race. That means they didn't really get a very good education, they didn't really learn to write or read, but they were used as thralls and they had to clean the temples and talk about how great Raziel's butt was. Vorador, who seems to be very well educated, does contradict this theory, but he might be an extraordinary example. Another possibility is that the vampires did kind of share their knowledge, but Moebius made it illegal for humans to talk about vampire culture or history. If that's the case, the human triumph over the vampire race would ensure that eventually all that history and knowledge would be lost, except for to those who were old enough to have seen it at the time. Whatever the possibility, the game doesn't go too far into it, so it's mostly just theory. Anyway, let's get back to our game.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And we are very late with this video, are we not? Yes? The fans were starting to think we'd died.
That's Peyton.
Well, we had the holidays, and not to be critical, but you didn't really seem up to it. You were drunk on spiked eggnog the whole month.
How dare you be critical of my family traditions? Yes. At least I have the holiday cheer, Ray.
These flying, soul-devouring dolphin monsters were agents of the Elder Squid. I held my concerns that if I remained in the spectral realm, I might lose my mind and become as they were. And apparently they mistook me for appetizing prey.
How does anything mistake Raziel for appetizing? Yes, he is all bone and gristle.
That makes me wonder if there's anything in the spectral realm that you absolutely shouldn't eat. Something that would make you really sick, like poison dart frogs.
Maybe the souls of the poison dart frog are poisonous. Yes.
There could be stuff that, after you take it in, it devours you from the inside.
There was no doubt in my mind that the Elder Squid was a dick. I wasn't sure what it was he was trying to prevent me from doing, but whatever it was, I would get out of the spectral realm, and I would do it.
Yes! Now it is Peyton's turn again. All shall tremble before Kain, Lord of Tight Pants.
This artifact appeared as though it might fit nicely in Cain's trousers.
Yes.
Cain doesn't even have any pockets.
Cain does not require pockets. Yes. He is a sexy vampire lord. All the ladies wish to be sucked by him.
She's got you there, Taylor. If you disagree, you're just in denial.
What? I thought that Raziel was supposed to be the cute one before he got thrown in the pit.
Well, Raziel did have a really thick head of hair.
You are both delusional if you think that Raziel is the sexy one. But the point is, Cain is beautiful enough that he can stuff that thing down his trousers. Yes.
Well, now technically, not to rain on your parade, but doesn't that mean that there's a lot of room in Cain's trousers?
Once again, Taylor, you are incorrect. Yes. Cain's mighty, enormous vampire crotch contains such power and magnificence that it forms a black hole. That is how he stores these things in his pants with infinite space.
I've never really thought about a guy being attractive based on the density of his junk before. Because you can see, every now and then we get a nice close-up of his bulge there. And, it's not the size of his son is all I'm saying. It's not tiny, but black hole takes a lot of weight.
Well, of course the density of a man's crotch is attractive. I thought, what else do women find attractive in men? Yes. A high-density crotch means that you have a strong back and legs, yes?
I guess that makes logical sense. Is that maybe why some guys like girls with, a big chest? Because she has to have a really strong back?
I've read that has to do with breastfeeding. Like, having the breast be out there a little bit makes it more comfortable for the child. Don't ask me how that translates into giant globs of adipose tissue, though.
I think now might be a good time to remind our audience that this game is rated M for mature. So if you are underage and you are watching this, please seek an adult immediately!
Yeah, then have them like and subscribe and comment and upload to Zanga and pirate on the Pirates Bay, whatever else is good for the video.
I think they are liked because they are so soft, yes? Peyton, please, try to think of the cultural values.
What cultural values? Yes. We are playing as a long-haired homosexual vampire in tight leather pants. He kills everyone he runs into. There is no culture here!
What is the point of some of these rooms? look at this, there's like a precipice and a wall. Who built this?
Maybe they had like a team of feng shui experts all working with the architects, and they disagreed a lot. So they were like, okay, make the room open up in this direction. Then another one came along and said, no, this is upsetting the spiritual alignment. Seal this off right now.
One way or the other, this must be very frustrating for the Seraphins. Cain goes downstairs, then he bursts through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man, runs around, forms a loop, comes back the other direction, runs another way, crashes through another wall, then returns and forms another loop around the castle. Yes.
The worst part is that this is in the past, so Cain hasn't been born yet and they don't even know who he is. He's just a vampire running circles around their stronghold, killing everybody and breaking all their stuff. From all appearances, he's just lost in here.
You've got to think this is what, the third time this has happened to the Sarafan? It happened twice with Raziel, in 2 separate time periods, and now once with Cain. You think at some point they might set up a plan for this. Like as soon as a vampire lord gets lost in our castle, just open up all the windows and wait for him to find his way out.
I imagine a meeting in front of a chalkboard, everyone sitting around. So guys, what did we learn? Of course, to be fair, this is like the same day that Raziel first busted in here.
It's gotta be a big day for the Sarafan. They've lost, what, 6 of their highest ranking Inquisitors? Now, like, tons and tons of their ranks?
How does Moebius keep his men from turning on him? Yes. If I were one of these guys, I would lynch him. Moebius knew this would happen, yes? Yet he didn't say anything.
Moebius is a dick.
Well, I think at this point, both Raziel and Cain are kind of free from their fates. Nobody knows what they're gonna do. The Sarafan could be legitimately trying to kill Cain.
They could be. But man, you gotta think this must be so demoralizing. You see this one guy you've never heard of, and you realize there might be other vampires out there like this.
Well, of course that's why Moebius has the staff, so he can disable the vampires.
So we come back to the question, where is Moebius and his staff letting all his men die here in the hallways? Yes?
What I don't get is, why is Moebius so evil? What does he gain from all this? I mean, in the short run, he gets all this fame, he gets to live in a nice place, but Nosgoth dies.
Cain had noticed this statue of Malak when he passed by previously. He was not sure what Malak was doing in this pose. Playing the air guitar, perhaps holding out his hands to catch pigeon poop, yes?
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that probably there was some kind of feng shui expert in charge of building the Citadel. How else do you wind up with a bunch of really silly keys like this?
They did have Nupraptor, who was the guardian of the mind. Maybe he liked to put together all these little puzzles and mechanisms.
I guess that's a good theory. But anyway, we're kind of running in circles now, because we've seen these areas before. Do you guys want to just jump ahead to places we haven't seen and to major plot points?
Ah, everyone will miss out on all of my glorious killings. Yes.
I know, but I'm sure there's a lot of those going forward. So Peyton has found her way back to that room with the training dummies. Now here she is kissing on some dude's neck.
I cannot help if Cain's incredibly dense crotch has black hole magnetism.
Yes.
Maybe that's where Cain gets his telekinetic powers from. He can control gravity with his crotch.
I'm really happy with how much this black hole crotch theory explains.
Listen carefully, Sarafan. Where does Cain find your restroom?
Where does he find the what?
The restroom! Yes, Cain must relieve himself.
Oh, in the tower, on the bottom floor.
No, wait, Cain has a better idea. Yes. Where is Moebius's room?
In the tower, on the 2nd floor. Information acquired. Cain away.
He's so majestic and graceful, like a swan soaked in the blood of 1,000 enemies. One homicidal rampage later, we're back in the room with that crest we needed the key for.
Who else uses this key? Yes. Is it Moebius? Is it Nupraptor? Whoever is responsible for this, we must punish them. Yes.
We do kill those people in the future.
I like to believe it wasn't any of them. It was just some guy named Stu. He met Ariel back in college, and they got to be friends, and Stu had all these big ideas, but things weren't working out for him, because, you know, nobody wants a stupid castle to live in. So Ariel spoke up, and she was like, hey, my friend Stu could design our stronghold.
Oh yeah, and then everyone was really kinda not sure about it, but Ariel put up a really big fight, and she insisted that Stu was a great guy.
And then Ariel got to be in charge of Stu, but she was really too busy, and she couldn't watch what he was doing, so he installed all these dumb locks and keys. Then no one could get around the place, so the soldiers had to use all those little rat ways that Cain is too dignified to use.
Cain is the Lord of Nosgoth. Those are the peasants' rat ways. Yes.
Of course, the circle has teleporting powers, so it doesn't matter to them one way or the other. They just leave it as it is, totally forgetting that a vampire might one day break in and find all the keys.
Okay, now what is this room? Is it a storage room? There's no stairs that come up here, and no other way in. There's a statue of Malik. Look at that, a picture of a guy. What is he doing? Taking his pants off?
It's the forbidden room of white elephant gifts. You know, 'cause rich people get all kinds of valuable, useless gifts and they don't know what to do with them. Not gonna hang up that painting, just throw it away.
Kain discovered a shield. Yes. Kain did not believe in shields, but he would take this one anyway out of spite.
Oh, of course. I'm sure your valiant soldier friend's shield does belong in the white elephant room. Poor Malik gets no respect.
These bastards, I knew it, they were waiting for me with their flame arrows. Yes.
I told you, they're trying their hardest to stop you. I mean, if nothing else, give them credit for having the spirit.
These poor guys. They believe in themselves, but Cain just hopelessly slaughters all of them.
Oh, come on, they probably weren't expecting Cain to have that shield to open the door that leads to the stairs that goes up to the balcony. I mean, that shield was in the white elephant room. Nobody's probably been in there for decades. They probably forgot that key existed.
I guess if you live in a place for years and you pass by that glowing shield door every day, you eventually stop thinking to yourself, oh, this is a puzzle. You just think of it as a decoration.
They sure take a long time to draw and then redraw their bows. What do you think, you're at target practice? Kill Kain!
What do you want them to do? Hold the arrows in their draw hand and shoot you like real soldiers would have done? Cain gets stun-locked by arrows. You would just be sitting there being shot over and over and over again with a million zillion arrows.
They will run out of arrows eventually. Yes, Kain has patience.
Actually, I think only really well-trained soldiers could fire their bows like that.
Well, these guys are supposed to be elite soldiers. And following Soul Reaver 2, when we ran past everyone, a lot of the elite soldiers should still be alive.
I think, in canon, Raziel probably killed all those people. Following our own game, Raziel was practically a pacifist.
He wasn't a pacifist, just running away was easier than fighting.
Yes, in our playthrough, Raziel was a terrible coward.
He wasn't a coward, he was a wonderful, eloquent person.
He was kinda whiny, actually, and really passive-aggressive.
Well, I liked him.
Yeah, you would.
Now what is that supposed to mean, Taylor? Whatever. I feel like we just didn't get enough inside Raziel's head.
It means you are butts.
Yes, you're butts.
I am not saying you are butts. I am saying this is what Taylor believes. Yes.
No, I agree. Peyton is butts.
I will give you the butts. Yes.
No, you won't, because if you put the controller down, it's Ray's turn, and we both know you don't want that.
Boy, that guy was almost lucky. You almost used up all your telekinetic power just rubbing him along the parapet and not throwing him off.
Kain found the sword. Yes, Kain did believe in swords. Kain would also take this out of spite.
And now we have Malik's sword. To the Malik statue! The other one.
With this door open, Kain was surely not far at all from Moebius. He would take that stupid staff and shove it up Moebius's nostrils. Yes.
Now, how does Cain know that door leads to where he wants? How does he know that isn't a coat closet?
Well, it was behind a locked magical door, so it's gotta be a magical coat closet that Moebius doesn't want him in at the very least.
So what are you saying, the door leads to Narnia? Yes?
Well, there might be magical coats in there. Like, I don't know, Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat wasn't really magical. It was just ugly. And then his brothers kicked his ass for wearing it.
Well, maybe that's why Moebius locked it up. And also, from what I remember of the story, the brothers were jealous.
According to the story, who was the only one by the end of all that who could read or write? The brothers kicked his ass because the coat was gaudy and stupid. It's what my brothers would have done.
You know, after all this talk, I really hope there is some flamboyant coat back here. Oh look, I was disappointed. Yes.
Aw, man. I was really hoping for a coat closet too. I guess you'll just have to go on with your epic fate-filled journey.
It is okay. I will not cry. Yes. Cain will just continue on, shirtless as before.
Cain's kingdom for a shirt.
Actually, Cain's kingdom is probably worth less than the shirt at this point. I mean, come on, the place is rotten from the inside out.
Well, it depends on the shirt, really. I mean, are we talking like a nice dress shirt, button-up that you might wear a tie with? Or is it like a used beater?
It doesn't make a difference. I wouldn't want to rule Cain's kingdom if you paid me. Everyone is dead and there's demons everywhere.
Taylor! Yes. You are looking at the glass as though it is completely empty. Little do you realize it is full of air. If everyone is dead, then there is no one to rule. Ruling is very simple. And the demons feed and water themselves. It is an ideal kingdom. Yes.
Boy, that last arrow box was kinda unfair. It was at the top of the stairs, and then the camera looks away from it as soon as you get close.
He shot me! Yes. And Kain fell down the stairs. You should report this place for safety violations.
A vampire can't even safely feed here. This is a terrible buffet.
What is the world coming to when a vampire can't even safely murder an entire citadel of armed guards specifically trained to kill vampires? I mean, really. But anyway, here looks like a good place to stop for now. Thanks for playing with us, everybody.